Alright YouTube, what is going on? It is ConflctNerd here today, bringing you another episode of our Cities XXL Let's Play. Today we could actually finish things off. If you did see the last episode, then basically we were solving some issues we had in our city, and basically today I want to go ahead and I guess sort out a few final issues we have, and then we can go ahead and pretty much wrap things up because I'm pretty happy with how things are going. So to start with, actually we've not looked at public transport in a while. As we can see, public transport is doing quite well. We've done a lot of building in the terms of adding in more houses to two different areas actually. So we'll jump out into postcard mode. Hopefully you've been watching the rest of the series so far. We've added in this area which needs some support. It's going to cause some traffic problems, but I'm literally starting to give up on traffic honestly, because traffic is just such a fucking nightmare when it comes to trying to improve things and make things better, because it's just so difficult to get right, like especially at this stage in the game. Like even if I add in extra bus lines and stuff like that, it just doesn't solve half the issues I'm having, so it's really frustrating. Hopefully that road's going to help some things out, and what I think I'm going to do is actually add in an extra road over here, just so my guess is here, the more roads you have, the more spaced out cars are hopefully going to be, because they have more places to drive. So I've sort of given up on transport though, to be honest. Like things are just going to be bad, I have to deal with it. Though we could add some public transport in over there, and also in our new small area over here, which I think we're going to have to pretty much extend straight away, because right now, as you can see, elites and executives, unemployment and available jobs are at 0%, but I think it's going to go up to 1%, and as you can see there are available jobs sort of bouncing around. They are getting taken pretty quickly, but I can imagine the more building we do, the more jobs are going to be available. But in today's episode, I'm pretty happy with how everything is going. We just need to go ahead and basically fill up all the blanks, and what I mean by that is literally cover the map in trees, but I want to do that at the very end because it's going to fuck my frame rate up quite a bit. But I just want to solve Omnicorp. So heavy industry, high tech and manufacturing, those are the things that are causing us a bit of issue, and we need to go ahead and build more of. Now we're going to go ahead and start off by looking at the different kinds of offices we can build, and unfortunately we can't build any more, so there's a plus 20% manufacturing building there, which should be really good. However, we need 500,000 people, which we're not going to get in this series, so unfortunately we're not going to get access to that building. It'd be really good to get that, but unfortunately we're just going to have to do it the long way and just build many more manufacturing buildings, along with high tech and along with heavy industry. So that's what I guess this wee peninsula here is going to be for. So we're going to go ahead and get this started now, and hopefully this will solve some of the issues. It's obviously going to have knock-on effects on housing, though it's mainly just going to be skilled and executives, and hopefully once this is done we should be good to just build a stadium and wrap things up. I might build an airport. I have quite a few things I might go ahead and build actually before we wrap this up, but we have plenty of time to go ahead and do that. So let's go ahead and jump into industry again. It's been a long time since we built manufacturing. The last time we went ahead and built anything was when we, I guess, changed up this zone. This zone basically needed upgrading quite a few episodes ago, just because we unlocked high density, and it was good to go ahead and build that. So we're going to start off with manufacturing, high density of course. We're not going to be able to get too much in this specific area here, unfortunately, but hopefully we should be able to get a lot in this peninsula. So for some reason you're being fucking annoying, you're wanting to snap, and I just hate when things want to bloody snap. So as you can see, we're really not going to get a lot in here. I thought we'd actually get a lot more in here, but we're really not going to be able to. I'm going to temporarily move that eco thing there, and we can definitely go ahead and build it back in. What we're going to do though is we're going to go ahead and build some more manufacturing single units around the top here, and there, and can we get another one there? We can just, and then we should be able to get some more. We'll probably just go ahead and actually do some heavy industry and manufacturing side by side. I think that's not a bad shout. So again, another square zone. We should be able to get another 2x5 in there just. There's going to be quite a lot of junctions, I guess, along this road, unfortunately. But again, that's just going to have to be the way things are gonna be. This road isn't gonna be too busy because at the end of this road it doesn't support a population core. People who live in TP are always gonna come out, I guess, towards Berika. They're never going to come out on this road, or I really doubt many are going to. And if you follow this other road round, it goes round to our holiday destination, which, I mean, there's no permanent resident living core there, so it's not that much of an issue at all if we have lots of junctions along this road. So with all that built, hopefully they'll start to go ahead and fill up. It will take a while, understandably, but that should go ahead and fill up. Looking at Omnicorp already, actually, I need to work off Omnicorp here. So, heavy industry -3, high tech -2, manufacturing -4. So, it's evident we need to go ahead and build the most of manufacturing. It's going to have a knock-on effect already on our population. So, we're going to go ahead and start off by building lots of skilled housing over here. High density skilled housing. We're just going to do like a lot, and I mean a lot of building. That should deal with the skilled population problem. We have available jobs, a lot in elites and a lot in executives, so that's what this area over here is for, so we'll go ahead and get that done. So we're going to start off with some elites, or executives even. I get these mixed up so much, it's really not good. But it's really easy to mix up, I feel. I mean, they're both quite like similar named, and elites, executives, what is better? I don't really know. I don't really care at the same time, so unfortunately that can't be placed on water, and that's too close to a crossroads, so I'm gonna have to go ahead and be a bit annoying and just extend this out. Like so. So much more effort than I really feel I need to go to, and that's why I'm looking forward to playing City Skylines eventually when we get there. Adding in that, I can add in that, which is fine. And let's go ahead and just start dotting some more houses around here. That's pretty much what we're going to have to do. So we'll add some elites along the front here, and that is definitely correct. I know this is elites, so that's some elite housing there. We can definitely get a nice free zone in here, and I feel executives would suit this free zone over here. So let's just go ahead and hopefully get about 5, 6, okay, 7 houses in there, which is nice to see. And then we can definitely get some more free zones in over here. I don't necessarily want everyone to be using that single road to get in and out of here, so I think I'll add an additional one probably there. Though again, it's going to be weird. We can definitely get quite a bit more building in here though, which will be good. So if we go ahead and very quickly, just again referring back to the population chart here and how things are filling up. So we still need to build quite a lot. Definitely need to go ahead and add in a lot more detail though, which we'll go ahead and do in the way of trees. This just again helps the environmental impact on the farms, which is good. So anything I can do to help the farms out, that is a great thing to do. It is going to fuck up our frame rate, but our frame rate's already pretty shit, so things can't really get that much worse. Is that area too big? It's not enclosed. I guess you're not enclosed. We'll leave you for now. There's quite a lot though we can go ahead and do. There's a whole area here we can build. We might build some housing in that area though, so I'm not going to build there quite just yet. But let's just try and get a wee bit more division in here. And this area is nice and full, which is good to see. That is quite close to housing though, so it's understandable why there's so much forests around here. Just go ahead and fill in all these areas here. Fill in this area, this area, this area. These areas are actually really, really big, but it's good to see them getting filled up with trees. I don't know how much this is actually costing me. It's really not costing me a lot to build forested areas. It's really weird how it's actually selecting the zones as well. I think we might run out of luck in a second actually. I think we're starting to struggle to build zones. Oh, we could have got one in there. This is actually quite fun building forests. This is actually going to be one really big forest. So I actually want to see how big this forest is, because that forest is huge. As you can see, the frame rate is just a bit all over the place, but it's really nice to see something like that. We've not really got a large scale forest. I guess they're all individual forests, but hopefully it should help out the map's pollution, especially because it's near the farms. It should really help things out. The only real pollution area we have, I guess, is over here near our industrial zone. which I'm actually, it looks like houses are actually getting affected by this, so we're going to go ahead and add in some green buildings, environments. I definitely find this one the most effective, the big park. We'll add in 2 of these. Ground error, or maybe only just add in the 1 then if you're going to be awkward about it. We'll add another one in there actually, and hopefully that should make some effect. Going back to here, we've got loads of unemployment, which is good to see. So let's go ahead and continue basically building some more manufacturing. Oh, actually manufacturing's gone down to -2. It's heavy industry which is the problem. So we're going to do a bit more building, and then literally I think we're just going to buy the rest of our tokens, and we are going to wrap things up today. We could get 500,000, and we can always come back to this series for like 1 or 2 episodes a wee bit down the line. But I just kind of, I feel we set out a closing point at the end of this episode, and I think we should wrap it up at the end of this episode. So let's go ahead and build the final few buildings, I guess, and then we'll build an airport and possibly a stadium, and then we'll be good. So, heavy industry, high-end stuff. We should be able to get a very nice actually. No, I can't quite get that in there. That's a bit frustrating. We should be able to get a 2x9 or at least a 2x8 in here. Yeah, there we go. Although again, it's giving me a weird issue. And again, it's giving me an unnecessary road snap as well. That one isn't actually too bad. Let's go ahead and fill this area up here with some more. Oops, that's weird. It needs to be high density, single. Oh, can I not get any mode in here? Oh, that's frustrating. Tell you what, actually, then we could just go ahead and do some medium density along here. I don't mind doing that. Though not if it's going to be weird like that. Might as well maximize the zoning. I don't really know what the commercial output difference is in between high density and medium density. I mean, there obviously is something, hence why they're separated, but I don't know if it's like high industry does an extra 25% or something. I'm really not at all sure, so I should probably find that out. But I guess it's a bit late now, so. But that is that. We'll dot some more around the outside. We'll make this place look a wee bit nicer, just because it is a bit all over the place with its roads and that. And then we'll go ahead and finish up. Literally, it's so weird saying that. It's so weird saying that. And I'm going into the wrong menus again here. I should be used to the menus by now, but I'm literally not. It's just because, obviously playing loads of different games, back and forth, it's difficult sometimes to keep up, so. But that's all that built there. I think we can probably just get some more manufacturing along here as well. We could build some more high-tech industry, but I mean that's going to require more executives and more elites, so I can't actually really be bothered doing that. Because that's just going to cause so many more population problems, you know, and blah 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 blah. Don't really want to deal with that, so let's not deal with that. Simply let's just go ahead and import the tokens, because it'll make my life much easier, that's for sure. So I'm just going to go ahead and build some more housing in here for our unskilled workers, because you have a bit of unemployment, which is surprising actually. I'm not really at all sure where that's coming from. It might be the high. Okay, so yeah, you do. Heavy industry does actually employ unskilled workers, especially at the medium density. Because I've been so used to building high density as of recent, I've sort of got used to the high density inputs. It's a bit disappointing to see the pollution reaching out all the way over here. I can't imagine you're too happy with your environmental satisfaction. So we could go ahead and maybe add in some more green over here. Though I don't know if we will actually be able to. We could possibly get something in here, but it's just the terraforming here is a bit of a bitch. So let's see if we can try fit an environmental building in here. We might be able to get a carbon control center. We're not going to be able to get a big park in, unfortunately. We could get a car control center, and even though that's not a park, it should actually help things out a little bit, which is good enough for me. So now getting back to the stage of loads and loads of available jobs, which is not what I'm wanting. But what I'm very quickly going to do is I'm actually going to go ahead and accommodate that stuff off camera, and I'm going to go ahead and spam down loads and loads of trees. Alright, okay, so it went away and sorted a lot of them issues out, and as you can see the trees are slowly loading. Spamming trees everywhere was a very good idea, but leaving it to the last thing pretty much I did was an even better idea. Postcard mode just really doesn't like. I mean, postcard mode is literally just a target camera, so I'm not really at all sure why it is causing too many issues, because a free camera, which we're in now, should cause more issues, but it seems to be loading things a bit better. I don't really know, again, that's my gaming knowledge and coding practice, I guess, coming into thought there. But I've solved all the issues that I wanted to solve there. It took a wee bit of time, but we've basically just built houses sporadically, as you can see. Filled a lot of areas with trees, especially around the farms actually. We've literally built huge tree areas all the way along here. I left this area blank for now because the final thing we need to do is build a stadium, and that is us done literally. Also filled out this area here, so this has actually become a proper town, this entrance town. It never got a name, and it never will get a name. It'll be the unknown town, I think. As you can see, we've got unemployment in every different area. We're going to jump into Omnicorp one last time in a second and buy tokens which we can't already provide for our city. But I just want to go ahead and build a stadium because we have been putting this off for such a long time. And it is something that I was really excited to build. Originally, the stadium was going to be based here in sort of mid Berika, near to the population code and offices. Unfortunately, we couldn't get it in, so we went for a smaller stadium, but I always thought, you know what, we're going to build a big stadium, we're going to build a big stadium. It was then going to be placed at the bottom of TP Island, but unfortunately it just never materialised. We just kept building and building and building over here. So then, I guess, the next aim was to build it over here, and that's where we're going to do, somewhere, I guess, out of town, where a modern stadium is located. I wanted to build it in with houses to give it the more old style feeling. The team I support, which is Heart of Midlothian from Edinburgh, their stadium is basically in like a housing estate, right beside a high school. It's in the traditional heartland, the traditional city. Both clubs are in Edinburgh, and a lot of stadiums in towns are in UK, but in America you're getting, I guess, more of these franchises and they're having big stadiums, at least in open areas, which is, I guess, the more modern kind of stadium. So let's go ahead and actually look at the stadiums we have to build. So going into leisure, we have a lot, we have a large choice. So we have the traditional stadium. This is a soccer stadium, quite a large stadium, quite a stadium which I actually quite like the look of. It's not a bad choice at all. We've got the small baseball stadiums which we've already built. We've built one of these, so we're not going to go ahead and build another one. We've got a large football stadium which I think is probably going to be the more likely choice of stadium builds, which I think we are going to go ahead and do. Again, not really at all sure where we are going to build it yet. We'll build it around here though, but that would definitely help out on the leisure side. Then we have an Olympic stadium which I just feel for this city's population and just this stadium, I think it's just a bit too much over the top. Then we've got this stadium, we've got a soccer stadium which is similar to the one I just showed you. Then on top of that we've got an indoor stadium as well, which I don't really know how it is an indoor stadium because it's an outdoor stadium, but again I think it's just a bit too much. So what I'm thinking about is going for probably either the large football stadium or the large soccer stadium, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go with the large soccer stadium because I play soccer and soccer is I think it's a much better sport. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and place it in whereabouts. I kind of actually want to just put it off to the side because I am half thinking about building an airport now. I think what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and put it in here, and then what we're going to do is we're going to surround it by trees because I'm not going to mess around with car parks anymore. Like building the airport car parks were just an absolute nightmare, and building the other car parks, it's just an absolute mess. It's really difficult to do and it just really frustrated me. So what I'm going to do, because we've got a park and ride here, I guess we could use this as a multi-story. That was my sort of process of building that car park and building the stadium close to the park and ride. So I guess it could be dubbed as a car park, and that is where I think everything and people would go on match days. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to do a an urban plaza to surround the stadium. And then I'm going to go ahead and just finish this area off. So I guess this would be a fan zone, and that would be the stadium. So again, the stadium's actually quite basic, and it's on the edge of the city. But I really do like it, and I guess this is like the national stadium for the whole city, or the city stadium, but it's not in the city. But not everyone lives in the city. We have people in the unnamed town, we have people on TP Island, we have the people who actually live on Berika. We've got Shetland, we've got Spartica, we've got Orkney, we've got a town all the way up here which we haven't named either. So it's maybe actually a good thing that it's not in downtown Berika. So there we go. That is it, and I have really slowed down the pace of this commentary actually, just thinking about it. I was really fast at the start, flying through buildings, and then I really slowed things down at the end. But the final thing I want to go ahead and do is look at Omnicorp and just basically see how our city has fared out, because it's really difficult to get everything perfect, and that's one thing that you should definitely take away from watching this and just apply to life in general. Nothing can ever be perfect, but try make it as close to being perfect as you can. And that goes to, literally right now I should probably be doing coursework for university, and it's not going to be perfect, but I'm going to try and make it as close as possible. I'm pre-making these videos for the next few days, and I'm just going to go at that coursework like mad. And with this city as well, there was no way I was ever going to be able to make every issue right. There was just no possible way that was ever going to happen. So many different factors, there's no way to build a perfect city, and there's no way to do a perfect anything. So just remember that. Anyway, enough of being deep. Food industry, overall, we've managed to pretty much solve the heavy industry, food industry and high tech problems. We're only going to have to buy, it looks like, 4 tokens all in all. But that sets everything in this left column down to 0. That means we have adequate supplies. If things are increased on the right hand side, and that means that we are exporting them, which is good to see. So at the end of the day, we're exporting some offices, some food industry, and some water actually, which is kind of surprising. I didn't think water would be one, but we actually had a fair amount of water, and we've managed to capitalize on it really well. And then fuel is our big one. Fuel is really easy in this game, I feel, so that was definitely something that I went for. But with that done, Omnicorp, we are buying quite a lot of stuff. Holidays, we're having to go ahead and do high-tech industry, some heavy industry, some manufacturing, but not too much overall actually. I thought it'd be a lot more. Unfortunately, looking at the top here, passengers who just weren't able to capitalise on the tourism sector. I've never really been good at that, and that's basically told by -3 holidays there. Freight though, we've done really well, and I think if this city was to be put into the real world, I think it would do quite well competitively. Looking at the finances, we are going to end on a plus, which is great to see. 55 million, and we're still gaining money to this day. Quite a bit, if I do say so myself. We're extremely close to a population of 500,000, which is nice to see. It would have been nice to maybe hit 500,000, but I think it's actually nice not, just because if we hit 500,000, then that's going to unlock a lot of new buildings. That is going to mean that we are pretty much going to have to rip up a lot of the city and then relay it again, especially with the downtown office sector, so it's maybe a good thing that that hasn't happened. Overall though, got a large variety of citizens anyway. It's mainly consisting of skilled executives and unskilled. We've got some elites, and it would have been nice to continue on the game a little bit more, so we could have gone ahead and worked with elites a little bit more. Looking here at the satisfaction in general, everyone is relatively happy. The environment definitely slipped towards the end, and the jobs were a wee bit patchy. But I mean, jobs is a very difficult one to do. You can't really offer too much diversity in jobs. I've pretty much built something of everything, if you know what I mean. Environments, I definitely could have done a wee bit better on that. Building these trees at the end, I do think has definitely helped though. Global cost, everything is good, and I think I could lower the taxes at this stage as well if I wanted to, which should be, I mean, I have plenty of money, so that would definitely go ahead and increase the satisfaction, and it wouldn't have too much effect on me or the city. Overall, as you can see, people are relatively happy about satisfaction, and looking in here, jobs, people are actually really happy with the job satisfaction, so I don't know why there's a complaint in here about jobs. That's a bit strange. Again, this game can be a wee bit weird about that. I don't really care about services or the environment too much. Services is pretty good. I mean, I did place a lot of everything. Leisure is at near enough 100%, which we cannot complain about. The one which looks like is a bit patchy was the fire protection and also the retail. That was just a bit difficult just to get the balance. And if we do another Let's Play, which I don't know if we will do, but it's nice to keep the door open, and then we would work on that. Nature, waste treatment is at 0, which I'm not really at all sure why that is, because we do have plenty of waste buildings. Nature, we have a lot of forests, although again we could have added in more parks. Looking at the transport, we've done okay. I mean, we're getting an upkeep of 50,000, which is about 10% of the population. The average efficiency is 23%, that could be much better, I'm sure. Bus lines, never really been the best at it, and same with metro lines. Metro has done not bad this game actually, compared to some of my previous cities, but definitely something that I would have to work on in the future. We have done so much expanding in the last 4 episodes and not really done too much to the public transport. In a sense, I just gave up with it because when you get to this high a population, it's just really difficult to contain. Finally, just going ahead and looking at the general satisfaction of everything. Every different commerce hotels and offices, they're really happy. It's just the environment which unfortunately is, I don't understand this. There is 3 things which are good, and then there's one which is at 48%, and all of a sudden factories' general satisfaction is at 30%, so I really don't understand how that works. It's a bit frustrating. Finally, I just want to go ahead and look at some maps. As you can see, the traffic map, this road is actually, this expressway has got really busy as time has gone by. This one here which goes along here to Spartica and Orkney, which is quite interesting to see. Coming along here, we've always had a big problem with this road coming right down the middle of Berika. It's always been a problem, and in a sense I probably should have built a few more to start with. I guess that was poor city planning from the start. Bus lines as well, as you can see, bus lines don't serve all the areas, and bus lines definitely could have been added at the end if I could have been bothered. So with that done, that is the series done. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave you with some different cinematics. The frame rate is just a bit all over the place, to be honest, but that's what happens when you get a city as large as this, to be honest. But we have met the city's goals. The city's goals originally were to go ahead and create a downtown business hub with a city, population supporting it, some of it high density, going out into suburbs which is low density. I do understand though that we do have the unnamed city, and we do have some high-rise buildings outside the middle of the city. Unfortunately, it was just due to the running out of room pretty much, that was really what it was. We've also got really good trading set up through many different industries, so pretty much tapped into every single industry, which is good, and I'm really happy with how that is all played out. Anyway, that is all for this series, so tell me what you think of this series. If you have missed an episode of this series, then go ahead down into the description below, and there is a link to a playlist which you can go ahead and see. And that is all. It's going to be weird not playing this game, but Cities Skylines will be starting up soon, so do look forward to that. I know a lot of people are, and so am I. This game does definitely have a lot of potential, but unfortunately it's just needing a pretty big update in a lot of key areas. But if those could be fixed, then this game could be a really good game, and I'd happily come back and play this much more frequently. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Please leave a like, rating, subscribe if you are new around here. My name is ConflctNerd Callum, this is Berika, and I'm out.